Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Mindful Monday. And today I'm excited to be interviewing Jessica Mccallop-Mcclellan. And she is the founder of Giving Hope and Help. And let me tell you, she is a change agent right here in Kansas City and just doing great things for the community. And before we go on, my name is Marilyn Chappell, founder of Exceeds Expectations. And we just like to create awareness around all the resources that are right here in our communities and just available to you. And so today, once again, we have Jessica McCallop-Mcclellan. And Jessica, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? So glad to have you on today.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I'm always honored to share and collaborate with you and exceeds expectations. So thank you for all that you are doing with the community and with uh, financial education. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Giving Hope and Help has four arms of outreach. I had been saying three because we were coupling our domestic violence advocacy with ending period poverty, but it's actually more like four because we are launching a new initiative this summer at our 10th anniversary gala and scholarship awards program, which is coming up in June. And so the new launch is going to be a way of escape from domestic violence.
Ooh,
And so,
okay. I like that title.
yes, a way of escape. God always will provide a way of escape. And so we want to do more with our domestic violence shelters. We currently support them with period products to end period poverty in domestic violence shelters. And that's when we launched in November of 2013. So we're celebrating 10 years this year, and we're expanding our reach and our support for the domestic violence shelter support with helping them find a way of escape for women that they serve. So that basically is just funding. We will be supporting them with funding. We currently support them with peer products and toiletries and inspirational items. So we'll be supporting them with funding for the women that they serve. Okay. Then we have our Education is a Passport program. Education is Your Passport program, EIYP, where we support underserved high school seniors with college scholarships and single parents with college scholarships and all the tools that they need to go to college and graduate from college, right? So they need a computer, they need a backpack, they need all of the essential items as well as toiletries. We give them a beautiful bed and a bag set, and they have all these things. They also have an opportunity to get college funding, cash funding
Love it.
for college. And then we have a free full ride. I shouldn't say free because nothing's free,
Woo!
but we have a full ride to MCC Penn Valley. And we are just really, truly blessed by our partnership
Yes,
with MCC Penn Valley. So that full ride is available for a high school
that's
senior or a single parent. And the single
ooh,
parent
love
must be
it.
a first time college student. So, what we're doing with that program is we're changing the trajectory of lives for our scholars and for their families. We also support pre K through non traditional students with educational tools, again, school supplies and things of that nature, all things education.
Yeah.
We also have education for menstruation for girls. We have a partnership with the Girl Scouts, and I speak to girls in schools and everywhere about menstruation education. And then our final arm of outreach is our Love Bags for Cancer. And with our Love Bags for Cancer, we uplift and we inspire patients that are battling cancer in the hospital as well as outpatient. And we do this for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. And we also have a breast cancer brunch for Black and Brown women that are battling or have battled cancer. And we do that in partnership with our Senator Barbara Ann Washington.
Yes.
And a portion of our proceeds goes to the American Cancer Society in Kansas City. So we're getting you with domestic violence support, advocacy, prevention, feminine hygiene products, period products specifically, ending period poverty. We're advocating to get that tax cut on the period products. Hopefully one day they'll be free. We
All
also
right.
have our scholarship program and our education is your passport program, as well as our love bags for cancer. So hopefully, those that
Yeah.
are tuned in, it will touch you in one of these areas if you want to support
Yeah.
and participate with,
Well,
make a
and
difference.
right. And we thank you so much for just doing so much to impact lives in the community and, really lifting up their spirits, for all that you guys are offering. And I really wanted, and I kind of want to focus on one arm at a time, just so people really understand, like, for one,
What we're doing
where
with all of them. Yeah.
yes, and then not only that, where was it driven from? There's always a story behind things that we have the heart to do, right? And so I
Yeah.
first want to start with your first arm, which is your domestic violence and advocacy and prevention. Can you just tell us some more about, why was that one of the focuses for giving hope and help?
Sure, absolutely. So we launched in 2013, November of 2013, with the mission, just this one arm, to end period poverty in support of domestic violence survivors and supporting the shelters in which they lived. So there's a story behind each arm of outreach that I have.
Yes.
I am a survivor of sexual assault that I hid as a teen for 20 years. And then I also am a survivor of domestic violence. And there's a correlation between domestic violence and getting hurt or abused or violated as a young child or a teen. I believe for me, I believe that there was a direct correlation with that, not getting the support that I needed. And so I did the work, um, not by getting counseling, um,
Wow.
by masking, and then finally coming into realization what had happened to me and dealing with the issue. And so once I had the horrible experience of losing a girlfriend to domestic
Mm.
violence, and I had no idea that she was in an abusive relationship. And we were
Wow.
close enough for me to know that. But she had no idea what I had went through as well as a teen. And so we live with shame. And so when they lowered her down into the grave, I share this all the time. I literally spoke to the casket, like, why didn't you tell somebody? And God clearly spoke to
Mhm.
me, just as clear as you see me and I see you. I could hear clearly she did not share because of a 5-letter word called shame.
Mm.
And at that
Goodness.
moment, I'm standing at the grave. And I knew at that moment that shame is a culprit of
Mhm.
clearly losing your life, losing your dreams, losing who you are. And so I knew at that moment that I had to say something, that I had to be her voice. I had to be my voice that had not yet spoken because I myself was living in shame. 1 in 3 women are living in shame and they don't want to share it. And I totally get it. But the more that I shared it, the more I felt free.
Yes.
The more that I shared it, the less I felt shameful.
Yeah.
And most
Just
importantly,
really.
the more I shared it, the more I knew that I was not alone. That there are so many women out there, young girls, even boys and men that have been abused, that need to have a voice to inspire them to do the work to be set free. And I always say, you know, I never got over it. I'll never get over it, because if you get over something, that erases the experience.
Right.
I've gotten set free from it.
That's right.
So now that I'm free, I can share with other people that I know what it's like. And in the abusive relationship, I did not have a black eye or bruised face. I had a black eye in my heart, in my confidence. I couldn't be
Mhm.
who I was. I couldn't be me. And so, whenever someone is trying to control you, and you may not even know it's control, because I did not know that domestic violence was not, I thought it was just hitting, right? Um,
Yeah.
but relationships bring so many things. And once I learned to listen to my spirit and listen to my consciousness and listen to my body and listen to my desires and my dreams, I knew that this is not a healthy relationship. And most unhealthy relationships have some piece of violence. Violence can be mental, emotional, verbal. It can
Yep.
also be financial, sexual as well. So the emotional abuse and the verbal abuse is literally just as bad as the physical abuse, because these are scars that you wear that you can't see, but you can feel, and they
That's right.
prohibit you from being your best self. So I was being prohibited from being who I was and coming to my full potential as a woman. So that's the domestic violence piece.
So good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, that's so good because I think, it's good for people to hear your story and just hear these stories because they're, like you said, a lot of times we walk around masking, and, you're hiding behind that shame or maybe you even feel a little guilt, for
Mhm.
whatever reason, because, sometimes we take
Mhm.
on certain emotions instead of just calling it for what it is, right? And so I thank you for sharing because that very well, your story very well may set somebody else free
Yeah.
to even connect or contact you and share. And I know that your organization also is partnering with a lot of domestic violence um, shelters, and a
Mhm.
lot of times people don't know where to go,
Mhm.
right? Who can
Exactly.
I call? Where can I go? Um, how can I get help? And
Right.
I look at your organization as being that bridge.
Yes. Yes. We want to,
Thank you.
you know, there are so many nonprofits out there doing great work. But when I started Giving Hope and Help, the first mission or the foundational purpose was to collaborate with other nonprofits that are doing the work. And so if
Yes,
you look at our website, the proof is in the pudding there. We're offering
yes,
resources for those that are affected by domestic violence. So all of the local domestic violence shelters are there listed. There's domesticshelters.org, which has a plethora of resources for those that are affected by domestic violence. And then we have Safe in Harm's Way there as well, to provide resources and even prevention. There are so many things and ways that we can support, and it's up to all of us. Domestic violence is not my responsibility or your responsibility. It is all of our responsibility to help ensure that everyone has a right to a free and a life of happiness, and to the right to pursue happiness, and to know what a healthy relationship is. And so a healthy relationship, it requires certain components. And if you do not have these components in your relationship, that takes a whole nother talk. But if you do not
so
have these things in your relationship, you are with the wrong person. You are with the wrong person.
yeah,
Yes, everything's not peaches and cream in relationships, but what is not acceptable under any circumstances is someone putting you down and making you feel that you're not worthy.
That's
And
right.
I dealt with that. I dealt with that heavily. That, you're in, they may not even say you're not worthy, but it's the way that you're treated. And if you do
Go into
certain things,
action.
by the actions. Yes. And so
Yeah.
I dealt with all of those emotional things. On maybe if I would, and I did exactly what you said. I made excuses. Well, maybe if I didn't say this, or maybe if I didn't wear this. I mean, I'm doing all these things in my head,
Yeah. Yeah.
not knowing that this is an abusive relationship. You whatever you wear is fine. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay. And so it's, if you're you, if you're your true authentic self, and
Yeah.
you cannot be that in your relationship, and you find that you can't be that, you're not in a healthy relationship. And I would love to just have a talk just on healthy relationships, but I
That
know.
was it. I'm trying to contain myself because look, because we have a girls program, and that's
Mhm,
one of our topics in our
mhm,
program
mhm.
is healthy versus unhealthy relationships. And I think it's so important
Mhm.
that we speak to our young girls
Yes,
about it early on what it looked like, right? And
absolutely.
so I just love that you're talking about that now, because it's not just in our adult lives, but let's teach them while they're young. Let's teach them some red flags,
Mhm,
and just continue to encourage them. So I love that
mhm.
you brought that up.
Yes, and there's a resource I was sharing earlier this month about a resource on teen dating. February is Teen Dating Awareness Month, and
Oh,
there's a resource on our website, givinghopeandhelp.org. You can go to domestic violence prevention, click there, and you'll hear me talking about that, and you will see the information about healthy relationships and what we need to teach our teens. And I said on that talk that domestic violence is starting on the playground.
that's
It's
right.
literally starting on the playground.
Mhm.
And girls and young boys need to know what a healthy relationship looks like, especially if they don't see that healthy relationship at home.
Yeah, yeah, and it can start looking like bullying, too.
That's what
That,
it's exactly. That's
right.
what's happening. That's what's
Hmm.
happening. I mean, it's happening every day, and our children do not know what this is. And we need to talk to them. We need to talk to them about healthy relationships. We need to talk to them about their bodies and their menstrual cycle. I did
Yeah,
a talk to high school girls, and 12th graders did not know that you get pregnant during ovulation.
yeah,
2 out of the 10, I think I was speaking with, did not know that you get pregnant when you ovulate. They don't even, there's a direct correlation between not knowing about menstruation, education, and teenage pregnancy.
yeah. You're
So
so right.
exactly. And so girls are being bullied, and boys are being bullied as well today. And then there's sexual assault that's happening in schools, in the hallways. I've been there and know what that is like, to have to be sexually assaulted and be afraid and ashamed to share anyone. Like I said in the beginning, I hid that for 20 years, and I masked by doing well in school and by
Yeah,
being the top of my class. I always say part of it was a gift from God, that I was born with intelligence and to do well in school. But the other part was, I got to do really well because I got to overcome what happened to me.
yeah,
And that was in my subconscious the whole time. But it wasn't in my mind to tell somebody that could help me. It wasn't in my mind to get counseling. Didn't know anything about counseling.
yeah,
It was too shameful to talk about to my
yeah,
parents, you know. And so I want to provide that resource and that inspiration, that whatever you have suffered and survived, there's
yeah.
purpose for it.
That's it. There's
Yeah.
purpose for it. Now tell us, Jessica, how can we support
Mhm.
your I always say everything is ministry when it comes. I'm like, yes, it's
Right.
our
It
organization,
is. It
it's our
truly is.
501 nonprofit organization, but it's truly a ministry. And
Yes.
so How can we support, when you're helping the domestic violence shelters, or even the ending period poverty? How can we support,
Absolutely.
and what can we donate?
Thank you so much for asking. So, we are asking everyone that loves what we're doing to go onto our website, givinghopeandhelp.org. There's many ways that you can support us. There is a graphic on there that says ways to support, but we're also trying to get people to donate just $5 a month to us. Just $5 a month, be a monthly difference maker donor to help us fund all of the things that we're doing, ministry cost, everything that we're doing. We're shipping and providing period products for girls all over the country, all over the world. We just shipped to our 14th country, and I'll be sharing pictures of girls in India with our
Awesome.
products in their hand tomorrow. So we'll be sharing that tomorrow on on our socials, of girls holding our period products that were donated from right here in the heart of America. We're in the heart of America, and we're sending out to the world. And we're just
Yeah.
excited about that. We can't do that work without you. And so thank you for supporting. And for the listeners, if you want to be a part, we always have room for volunteers. No one is left out from volunteering. If you want to volunteer, you can do that. We have things that you can do right from home. We have things that you can do when you come to the office. And so we're just excited about all of the volunteers. So if you're tuned in and you have already volunteered or will be volunteering, thank you so much for your support. It takes all of us. It takes all of us, kind of like
Yeah.
it takes a village to raise a child. It takes all of us to do the work that we're doing. And then if you know anyone that is in need of period products, or in need of toiletries, or in need of underwear, we have a free period pantry every first Saturday of the month. So it's coming up April 1st, and the information is on our website. Again, everything that I'm talking about pretty much is on our website. So you can go to our free period pantry on April 1st in KCK, and you can get free period products and underwear without any questions asked. We believe, Marilyn, that no menstruator without period products must become a reality, period. Period. I mean, toilet paper is free
Here.
in the restrooms.
Mm.
And honestly,
Yeah.
who has a quarter, 50 cents, or a dollar in the restroom these days if you're on your cycle?
Yeah.
We just need to
That's
take
right.
care of this, right? So we can do this.
And a
And
lot
so,
of times, Jessica, when kids are leaving their classroom because they may have thought that they, have came on, do you really think they're taking their whole purse? No, sometimes they're just taking a pouch because they don't want everybody
mhm,
to know what's going on, right? If they take their whole purse, or they're probably just taking a pouch which doesn't have that quarter, or whatever they might be taking. I don't know. But a lot
right.
of times they don't have it, like you said.
Yeah. And so they're makeshifting. And so when we shipped to Cambodia in 2016, we sent them with an organization that was going over, and they hand delivered our period products to the women over there. And believe it or not, the women did not even know what the pads were. They had
Oh,
to
wow.
tell them, because they have been using like hay and dirty socks and
Mm,
whatever they can get their hands on. And
yeah.
so it's not just a woman problem, it's also now a world health problem, because
Mm,
women are using all different types of things that are inhumane to
yeah.
manage their cycles because of lack of feminine care across the globe. Girls in Africa, we support girls in Africa with funding to make their own pads. If you're a sewist,
Mm,
we need you. We need you to help make reusable pads. If you want to buy something off of our Amazon wish list. So there's all kinds of ways. We have an Amazon wish list of period products and things that we need. So those are ways that people can help. But we're asking people to just donate $5 a month as well, $5 or more. And what we've discovered is most people who donate $5, they never fall off. You can donate more than $5 if you'd like, but we're asking people to make a commitment of sacrificing one cup of coffee or one drink a
Right.
month for our mission.
Jessica, now you also have another way that people can volunteer, and
Mhm,
that your period packing
mhm. Yeah,
party.
yeah,
I know a lot of organizations, as well as ours,
mhm.
have had this party
Yes,
for you to help give or distribute to other organizations or individuals. So share with us about that opportunity as well.
yes, absolutely. So our period packing parties are wonderful. They're fun. It's like an assembly line, and you can pack and fill period bags. We call them love bags, period. And so all the products in there pertain to the period. We may put an inspirational item in there, a hair product. They all have love notes. So we have an inspiration station now at our period packing parties. We have some doing love notes that go in the bags because we want to uplift and inspire every person that receives a bag. And then we have our information in there as well. We provide all of the products for the period packing party, and we ask organizations and volunteers to make a donation to cover the cost of the products. So that's another way to support us. We do these with corporations as well as with individuals for birthday parties, holiday parties. It's all kinds of ways to help. And then our scholarship program. Scholars scholars are going to be receiving these peer products. They can receive these peer products and toiletries throughout their college career. So we want to
Nice.
make sure that they have these items of dignity throughout. So when you support Giving Hope and Help, you are literally changing the trajectory of lives of scholars and women and girls and even boys and families with our arms of outreach.
So good. Now, I
Yeah.
definitely want to talk about this right here because this
Yeah.
is huge. I know it's coming up soon, and it's the Education is Your Passport program, and you have a gala that is coming
Yes,
up
yes,
that's kind of centered around this. So tell us all about that, how we can register, how we can get involved. Just tell us all
yes.
about it.
Awesome. So we are excited that we are going to be celebrating 10 years this year. So we are hosting our 10th anniversary in Scholarship Awards Gala. So moving forward, every year we're going to combine our Scholarship Awards program with our anniversary. This year's our 10th, and we're excited. It's going to be at the Crown Center
Nice.
on June 24th, 2023. We will have our silent auction and meet and greet the scholars at 5:30 to 7. The program begins at 7, and then we're going to follow up with dancing and celebrating the impact on all of the arms of outreach that we mission to accomplish. And we're also having a live auction as well as a silent auction. And during our live auction, we will be fundraising for the arms of outreach as well as our new arm of outreach, which is our A Way of Escape from Domestic Violence. And we will be supporting the domestic violence shelters in Kansas and Missouri with funding to provide a way of escape for women
Nice.
that they serve. So we're just so excited about this. And we hope that we know that you're going to be there. Our scholars are going to receive
Yes.
so much. We're excited to add Exceeds Expectations as a corporate sponsor or nonprofit partner for our scholars. So our scholars are going to receive so much: a laptop, a brand new laptop in a box, a backpack filled with school supplies, a basket of toiletries and inspirational items. They're also going to get a bed and a bag set for their dormitory. They will also have an opportunity to win cash scholarships. We're going to give away $6,500 in cash to four
Nice.
scholarship recipients. We're also going to give the scholars a financial literacy in a box from Exceeds
Yes.
Expectations. They will also
Yes.
receive opportunities for internships from our corporate sponsors. We're so excited. We
Okay.
also have added this year to our program life coaching. So they will have an opportunity to receive 5 weeks, 5 consecutive weeks of life coaching anytime
Nice.
during their college career. So we're just excited. We have 2 $1,000 HBCU scholarships. I'm an HBCU grad, so I'm
Ooh,
excited about that. We have 2 $2,000 scholarships in my grandparents' honor. My grandparents are pillars in Johnson County, and started the first bus company to transport Black and brown students from Johnson County to Wyandotte County, because they lived in Johnson County and their own kids were not allowed to go to school there because of racism. And so we're continuing the legacy of my family is from slavery to school buses to scholarships and service to all mankind.
so good. Well, I am honored to have you on today. Thank you for your time and sharing your story with us, and really just inspiring us to support, right? Support the things that you're doing to get on board. And I love that you shared there's so many ways that we can volunteer, but most importantly, you guys register for her gala.
Yeah.
You will not be
Disappointed.
let me say, you will
You'll be
enjoy it. You will be
inspired. You'll be
inspired.
inspired.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will
These
definitely be
scholars are
inspired.
amazing. They're doing amazing things, and they're doing it with very little income in their families, and they deserve the community support. And that's why we do what we do. And the tickets are available, they're on sale. Tables are available, sponsorships are available. All the full details can be found at givinghopeandhelp.org.
Or okay. So Jessica, before we go, give us, just encouragement for the
Okay.
week.
And for the week. Well,
Yes.
I'm glad you asked that, because I was thinking earlier when I was getting dressed, I was thinking, what would I tell someone who wants to get something done? And what I would tell someone who wants to get something done is to get a 70-page spiral notebook. Get you a spiral notebook or some type of journal. And I want you to write today's date. And I want you to write what your goal is. In your goals should be like not reachable today, right? They should be not reachable today. So what I want you to do is write that goal that's not reachable today, but I want you to write number 1 through 10. Okay. And I want you to write 10 things that you can do today to help you get to that goal, because everything that you do today will affect your tomorrow.
That's right.
And if you work your plan and work your vision and work your mission, you don't even have to know all the answers. You just have to start. Start with the goal and then do 1 through 10, what you need to do. You don't have to have all the resources yet. You don't have to have the money yet. You just have to write the vision. And when you write the vision, you start trying to do 1 through 10. Every single day, you do 10 things to get one thing done. You do 10 things. You reach out to 10 people. You Google, you do your research. You do something every single day. You do 10 things per day to try to get that top goal. And before you know it, you will be walking into your full purpose. We can do many things, Marilyn, and we're gifted to do
Right.
many things.
That's
But
right.
that doesn't mean it's our purpose. But
That's
that goal that you wrote down on that notebook or journal, that has a direct correlation to your purpose. Because the passion inside of you wouldn't be there if that what you wrote was not your purpose.
Love it. Thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing that with us.
And
And we
that's
got
from
some
Jessica
thumbs
Lynn
up
Speaks
going
Life.
on.
That's a
Yes,
freebie from
Jessica,
Jessica Lynn Speaks Life.
say it again. Say
Jessica
it one more
Lynn
time.
Speaks Life. Jessica
That's
Lynn
it.
Speaks Life. Yeah. It's a
Because
little bit
she is
easier
a
than Jessica
speaker, a
McCallop-Mcclellan.
motivational
Just
speaker
drop
as
all of
well.
that. That's too much. That's just way too much. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
me and you can talk all day, right?
I
But
love it.
I think we have given everybody enough to chew on, right? And
Yeah.
to write those 10 things down on today. And so I just want to encourage you and say you have everything you need in order to succeed on this week. And so be blessed and just have an amazing week. Thank you and see you guys later.
Be blessed.